Okay, hello everyone. This is Palash, and so so why we are recording this practicals, or you can say this session or this video, because this practicals are long way back due on me, and so setup and what we are basically doing in this video is we will be doing the setup for the Raspberry Pi and the libraries that we need, because we will be using computer vision algorithm, image processing, computer vision algorithms, and deep learning models on certain kind of scenarios. And now this it's a common video which will be it's applicable for both of this foundation for PhD in computer vision for constrained devices students, and as well as for the computer vision practical sessions. So for this practicals, I'm using a 32 GB memory card. So you can use 16 GB memory card is enough, but for a safer side, when we are comparing models, when we download the deep learning models and we need to compare them, and at that time it gets crowded. So for a safer side, it's my suggestion that it's better to use 32 GB memory card or a 64 GB memory card. So initially what we need is you will be needing a USB card reader, and just need to attach this, and let's start. So once you have connected this, why I'm recording this session is because for all these practicals that are listed, this is for the semester 2 students of computer vision J Somaiya levels, and these are the reference books, and this is a practical list actually. So this practicals, so practical number for third, then sixth, then eighth and ninth and 10th, we can use some deep learning models, and uh, means we will be using some DNN libraries for that in OpenCV. So these are the practicals that we will be covering, and all the libraries that we do need for this practicals. So firstly we will be installing those libraries and the packages. So from the scratch we'll be starting with like installing the Raspberry Pi operating system in the memory card. So what you can do is just go on Google and type Raspberry Pi, and it will, this is an official website of Raspberry Pi, and in the software section you can download this thing, download for Windows, and if you are using it for Mac you can download it. Just click on download, it will take some few minutes of time and it will get downloaded. So what is this? So it's a imager which you can use for, so this is Raspberry Pi imager. So once you have downloaded, you can install it, and the imager, Raspberry Pi imager comes with pre-built in setup. So my preference is like, my suggestion is like, you can use a by default which is being provided by the official website, or else you can also use this open source software here. So firstly we need to select the which type of like so for this practicals majorly, so for this practicals majorly I do have a Raspberry Pi 4 B plus model, and if you are using Raspberry Pi 0 or Raspberry Pi version or Raspberry Pi 3, so based on the Raspberry Pi model that you have, right, so based on that you can select this. So for this today's practical I will be using Raspberry Pi 4, so I'm selecting that model here. And in operating system, now it depends, like you can also use a Raspberry Pi 0. You can also use the lightweight models are there, but my suggestion is I'm for this practicals I will be using Raspberry Pi 0 32-bit. So just click on this, and then you're supposed to select the storage. So we have already connected a 32 GB of storage, right? So we are not able to see it. So what you're supposed to do is you can just first format that drive. So let's format this. So once you have formatted this, so we can select the storage. Okay, so now we can see the storage. It's a 32 GB memory card which we have connected. Just select this one and just click on next button. Then it will. So what this pop means that you can set up all the requirements, like you can specify the username, you can specify the password and all. You can specify the username, the password, the LAN configuration, and the time setup. But and you can enable the SSH and all. But my suggestion is like we'll go with we'll say no, and then when we will connect our Raspberry Pi to the system, at that time we can configure this thing. So here you can just say no, and it will take around then yes, it will format or erase all the data from the card reader, from the USB card, and then it will, you know, will put the operating system, it will burn the operating system on that USB on the memory card. So just click on yes here. It will take a while, like it will take 10 to 15 minutes, and it will write the operating system on the memory card, and then it will verify. So you're supposed to wait for this two operation. Once you're done with this, then directly you can connect that USB inside your Raspberry Pi. Okay, hello everyone. So in last time we have already burned the operating system inside the memory card, and now what we are supposed to do is we will be connecting that memory card. We will be connecting that memory card to the Raspberry Pi. So there is a slot given behind the Raspberry Pi. Just make sure that you're connecting the uh, US memory card. So once you have connected the memory card, on the upper side you can see there is a white slot given. Okay, so this slot, you can see this slot. This slot is for the camera module, that is a Raspberry Pi camera module. And when you're connecting this, make sure that you're connecting the strips that are given on this camera module. Make sure that you're connecting the strips properly, and then you're slotting it down, because it is my suggestion to you, because this camera module is very sensitive, and what sometimes if you are not connecting them properly, you can damage this. Okay, and there is one more slot over here. It's for the desktop, that is LCD. You can connect if you have that. But so once you have slotted down this Raspberry Pi camera, then you will need a USB. There is a keyboard and a mouse and a desktop for the, because we need to install some prerequisites, like some libraries for this practicals. So in order to install them, you need one software, and the name of that software is, just click on Google, and then you can download this VNC viewer here. So if you're using Windows, download this VNC viewer for Windows and or for Linux, and Once you have downloaded this, make sure that the it is 64 or 32 bit. See that your computer system supports which type of bit, and based on that you can download the software. So VNC viewer will come on this again. I will explain this part. So when you will be connecting your Raspberry Pi, for the first time, when you will be connecting it to the desktop and all, so it will ask you for the language or the country and all. So once you are done with that, restart the Raspberry Pi, and then you will be able to see there will be a you can see a portal you will be able to see the first screen of the Raspberry Pi will be like this. So first thing that you're supposed to do is connect your Wi-Fi or the LAN network that you have. Just connect that with your Raspberry Pi, and then just, can you see this preferences part? Click on this preferences. Inside this there is something called as Raspberry and Pi configuration. You can do this using terminal also, but okay. So you can change the host name based on your requirement. You can change the host name. And so in this interface option, there are certain options like camera. We'll be using camera, so make sure that you're enabling it. SSH means if you wanna, you can use SSH for communicating with the Raspberry Pi through network. And then VNC, we are normally we need a GUI setup, so that is the reason we are using VNC viewer and VNC server. So you need to enable VNC. Then there is a SP1, and this is for the serial port connectors and so for some sensors. So make sure you're enabling them, and then just click on OK button, and then go on this terminal and type ifconfig. And when you will this ifconfig command is used for normally used for seeing the network settings that we have for our resource constrained devices. So the network IP address over here, the Raspberry Pi has is 192.168.0.42. On your computer system it might be different. Okay, and make sure that you're noting down this your IP address, because once you have installed this VNC viewer, then create your own login ID, use your email ID and create your own ID and password. And once you have logged in inside the VNC viewer, it will look like this. And then you're supposed to type here the IP address that we have mentioned inside our Raspberry Pi. So just click on this, and for the first time it will ask you for this the username is the username of your host computer system, right? We have seen that it was Pi Hallmaster, right? So I'm specifying here Pi, and the password that you have given while setting up your Raspberry Pi. Okay, just click on OK, and then you will be able to see this. And when you are downloading this means there are some prerequisites libraries, or because we will be doing, as we have seen that there's a list of practicals, and certain practicals they do need OpenCV libraries, because we will be doing some image processing, or we'll be using some machine learning algorithms. And in certain algorithms we will be using deep learning algorithms, that is object detection, segmentation and all. So for that purpose we need to make sure that all the libraries are properly set up inside our Raspberry Pi. So now I have already done that, but these are the commands that you need to follow. So firstly, when you will start your Raspberry Pi, once you are connected with your VNC viewer, make sure that just copy paste these commands. Okay, copy these commands from this notepad and just paste them and click on OK. So it will take around maybe it will take around 2 to 3 hours for you to do this entire setup. And this commands these are the number of commands that you need to follow. Now what these commands are doing is they will install all the libraries that you need for this practicals. And now we are setting up a virtual environment. Why we are setting up the virtual environment is because it is then you will be able to manage your projects properly. Okay, certain projects do not need certain libraries, and certain projects do need certain version of libraries, right? And so you do not want to like have them on a master system, right? So you can manage them if you are having a virtual environment. So make sure that you are using a you are creating a virtual network, a virtual like this virtual environment for your. So there is so in order to execute, you can go in bash file and you can change the virtual environment on the root node. So there is no need for you to type visit the folder and write type activate and all. You can just type work on and the name of your virtual environment. So in my case, the name of the virtual environment is py3cv4, and just click on OK button, and then you can see that the my virtual environment name is py3cv4. And inside this I have installed all the libraries that I do need. So you can check, just click on Python, and the main library that we need is OpenCV. So in OpenCV there are two types of version, OpenCV and OpenCV contrib. So my suggestion to you will be install OpenCV contrib, not the OpenCV one. So here we can see import cv2, can print the version of OpenCV. So in my case, the version of OpenCV is 4.1.1. So when you are installing the OpenCV, make sure that you are installing OpenCV contrib. Okay. This one. Okay. So make sure you're installing this inside your Raspberry Pi. So that's it from you will be once you are done with the execution of your all these commands, it will take around 3 hours to 2 to 3 hours for you to follow up that all the commands and install them properly. And once you are done with that, you should be able to see this as your output. It means that your setup is ready now and you can go ahead with all your practicals. And if you're not able to get the output in the similar manner, it means that there will you made some mistake, and in future practicals this setup will not be like ready. You cannot execute those practicals on this system. So make sure that you have configured all your commands properly. You have done everything as being suggested. Okay, so that's it. Next time we will directly start with the practicals. Thank you so much.